Yeah.
Yeah.
Buck something like I'm duck hunting.
Mm-hmm. We out here, in here. Yo, I'm diving in like swimwear. Get a hold of me when I'm jumping, cousin. Get a hold.
Why you sweating on my gym gear? Listen.
Listen, we had to act like we been here, cuz. This is welcome, little big niggas. This is, you are now listening and watching Watermelon versus Pumpkin on the Just Bank channel. You gotta put that shit in gear, cuz. And don't grind them gears. This is Watermelon versus Pumpkin. I am the nigga with the slightly dusty pastry head. So what we do, young pastry, man. YUNGPASTRY. And you know what we doing, man? We are all about that life.
That life.
What that life is about. We don't know, but we all about it. And we right here in your face and listening and watching. And this is episode
57. Episode catch-up.
So Heinz, which is probably the best ketchup out. I can't lie. I mean, sometimes ketchup all tastes the same to me, but whatever.
It is weird because there's some products where the generic product tastes the same.
Right.
Ketchup is not one of them.
Right. There's some it's like different shades and shit.
True, yes, and we'll get back to that in a second. But I am not I am his co-host, Lil Mattress. Spell it LILMATTRESS. Spell it correctly. You know what it is, man. Hit us up on this iTunes, Spotify, everything. Like, share, and subscribe. Watermelonversuspumpkin.com. That's watermelonvspumpkin.com. Hit the hotline 203-594-6977. Call or text that. Other than that, man, yeah, it's episode 57. We out here doing things. Hit like, share, and subscribe. Do all that, man. Tell a friend to tell a friend. We are slowly growing. It is what it is. And we on the YouTube. We're everywhere, man. Instagram, wherever you are, we are with the podcast. So, yeah, man.
Like a shadow right behind you.
Let them know what it is. But yeah, man, episode 57. We in the new year. It's cold as fuck. 0 degrees. Shit. Yesterday, I was driving to my doctor's appointment, and it was 1 degree.
That shit is crazy. That shit just make you not want to go nowhere, man. It's brutal out here in the Northeast. If y'all out here with us in the Northeast, you know shit is real.
Yeah.
Shit is real. And you motherfuckers that are in Florida and California and all those nice hot climates, fuck you. And I mean that with the most respect, but fuck you and go fuck you and your weather because we don't have it. But I don't know. Sometimes I feel like in a way it makes us Northeasterners a little more stronger, nigga. We survive, all right? Cold shit like this, you know, outside, ice picking your car and shoveling and freezing your ass off. Like, it take a lot to go through that shit, man.
Dude, when I bought my new car, the best investment I ever made, man, I spent $70 and got an automatic car starter. And oh my God, I thank myself every day. Where I'm like, man, good job. You know, because holy shit, I made the right choice.
Shit is real. I know I worked with a guy one time from Alaska. And he goes, it's like a mandatory thing that they have fucking car starters. He goes, no, that's like mandatory. Like you live in Alaska, you have a car starter. Motherfuckers don't want to go outside. He's like, no, I got you right here. Click, click, doot, doot. And we're gonna get that shit started right here.
Even the past couple of days, I've been outside after I let it run for like 10 minutes and get in the car and still
needs
my shit isn't right. You know, like when you drive up the road and you're just like, this isn't what I'm used to.
Well, my car's doing something weird now because I have an older vehicle and now I heat it up and I leave the heat on. I go. But the heat doesn't kick until I put the shit in drive. If you have any mechanical advice, 203-594-6967.
203-594-6977.
I'll get it right. That's all right. That's why the black guy doesn't say it because he fucks up all the time. But man, it is cold.
Yeah, what does that mean?
Yeah,
put it in drive.
It's because I can't use the black card. It's because I'm black. I felt it worked in many places. I tried to squeeze it in there. Probably didn't work. But nah, it's cold as shit. And you know what's crazy, man, is to look at because I was working on the weekend too. The fucking trees, bro. I know you got a lot out there by you, and they're coming down hard because of when that rain came, and it was like a cold rain. It all stuck to the trees, and they just turned into fucking ice, and it's just ice trees. Look beautiful.
Definitely.
But dangerous as shit, man.
Yeah, it looks really nice, but even, and one thing I couldn't believe, because I was out there, driving Uber, and first off, shout out to Uber for actually doing something right, where Yesterday, it was extra $4 on every single trip.
Wow.
Like they had the quest going where it was
they
like
made it so it's worth you getting out there.
exactly.
We got you.
But around where I was in the valley, they actually, for the first time in a long time, they plowed shit correctly to where, my mother was telling me, she's like, I don't know, are you going out today because, it's 0 degrees out, there's ice everywhere. Dude, they did the shit right. Where like the roads were clear. I wasn't slipping on nothing.
And that's the thing. And I had to work, and all I heard was like phone calls and stuff. Because I got out at midnight, and then that's when it was like right at its time when it was coming down heavy. It was like slamming and jamming. And so I had all kinds of texts. Love one. Oh my God! Be careful.
Your thoughts and prayers. I know you're driving today.
It's okay. And then I jump on the highway, and I'm just like, oh nigga, I'm moving.
Yeah, this is fine.
It's like you niggas did a great job. I think the night of when it was coming down was a little slick. Yeah, no, I was on. It was a little slick because they weren't on the roads yet. But when they said it was gonna be its worst too, afterward, it was really clear, man.
Yeah,
I don't know. I got to work and home and like, oh, this is cake.
Yep.
But
yeah, I went out and I was like, this is fine. This is great. Like it was amazing. But I think it's one of those things where like they don't want people to get used to them doing a good job or something.
Right.
And also, where'd the sand go? Where'd the sand go?
He said it's gone, niggas.
Man, we used to have sand. Like I know, perhaps for people listening in maybe climates where they don't get weather like the coldness that we get. When we were growing up, and I understand it makes me sound old, but I am old. When we were growing up, what they would do is they would plow, and then they would spread a mixture of salt and sand. So even if they didn't get the plow shit right, you can at least grip on something.
Yep.
They abandoned sand a while ago, and that might be the name of this episode, The Abandoned Sand.
The abandoned sand. No longer salting the earth? No.
Yeah, but it seems like now that they just drop salt, which just melts stuff, and then it freezes. Where it's
right
like,
on top of the it's like how effective is that if the shit's landing right on top of the salt? Like fuck you, salt. You only work when you're doused on top, nigga. We go on top of you, you no longer exist. And that weird thing where you spread the salt around and then it almost like runs and hurries together.
yeah.
It just forms a little patch. Like I know I spread this shit around. Why the fuck is there a patch? Oh, that's where it mostly fell at.
Patches.
And then if you have the older vehicles, such as myself, and man, you see the wear and tear. That salt fucks up the bottom side with the rock and all the rust and shit. That's that winter stuff, man. It's like, I can tell you live in the Northeast from that fucked up paint job you got all around the bottom where all this ice and salt and shit kick up.
Yep.
That's half the shit I think that ruins our roads too.
Oh, definitely.
With the plows slamming on the shit.
You ever been behind one? Like I was behind one the other day, and all you see is sparks from the plow. And
said,
like,
that can't be good for the asphalt. I'm pretty sure you do that enough times.
It's gonna rip it up.
Yeah, potholes. So fuck you niggas.
But yeah, shout out to any homeless people that didn't make it into a shelter or whatever. Like
you're still around. You are a survivor, nigga, and I take my pastry hat off to you, and I commend anybody that's making it through it because this shit sucks.
Yeah, you still can't get $1, but I feel for you.
Like, I can't take a nigga in my house because I don't trust niggas, but I feel like riding around picking up a kitty or something. Like I want to go save a cat right now. Like shit is that cold, man. It's like fuck, get it, come on, little guy. I know you too. Come on, the dog too. Get in here, nigga.
Yeah,
it's just that kind of weather, man. I mean, if I trusted niggas, I'd tell them to jump in too. But for now, I just give them soups and shit.
The real feel was the craziest part because it's one degree out, but the real feel was minus 17 yesterday. Yeah. And that means that with the wind and everything, that means what it really feels like outside is that cold. Shit was insane.
And that was that check your pipe shit. People, all I seen was people like, oh, I'm without power. Trees are coming down on their house. You know what I mean? Pipes are exploding left and right. If you don't, I think it's. I did ask somebody one time, the guy that worked for a gas company, what was the proper temperature to have before your pipes bust?
The prop temp.
The properest minimum amount is 59 degrees. Put it on 59 in your house, at least 59 minimum. Anything lower than that, if you don't, it's going to pop. That's what he told me. So
wow.
That's fucking real.
The other thing that I was looking into, because like I said, I'm going to be purchasing a house later this year, and I was talking to one of the engineers at my job, and he was saying, get that fucking generator. It's worth it because 10,000 watt generator, he said, will power your fucking house, like not with ACs running, but it'll power everything you need. Your, run a couple of TVs, run the internet, run
Right.
the refrigerator, stuff like that. Dude, and they're only $750. Like, and I understand that's not a small amount, but if you own a house, it's
an investment, right?
Yeah,
you're not
yeah.
talking about $3,000 for this thing. You know what I mean? Like $750. If you're already owning a home, you more
you
than likely
think of
got
that feeling when those lights go out, just boom, and you're like, oh man, I got 67% on my phone, and then that's it.
That's it. See,
And you got no Wi-Fi. You know?
True. I mean, or the lucky thing you got is those car chargers, because a nigga like me, I have a constant power in my port, so even with my car off, I could juice. Like, but it's like, oof.
And for the people that watch this every week or listen every week, because you saw me doing that solo episode the other day, just driving in my car because had no power and was just assed out, and that was it.
He lost the power. Lost the power. Shit is real. So please, if y'all in the Northeast, man, stay. And it's continuing. I worked overnight, so I kind of woke up a little bit ago. But man, it looked cold out there. I know you tell me. It feel cold.
It's not warm yet.
It's still that pungent punch in the mouth shit where, oof.
But it is the weird shit that we haven't had much snow, because even the snow that happened, that's where I think they did a good job of clearing the roads, because there was snow, but it wasn't a lot.
It wasn't a lot. It was just the ice shit.
More
that really
that
fucked
rain
us
and
up.
ice.
But I tell you, man, those icicles hanging off of everything. Like, if you're a photographer, this is your time to shine. If you're a photographer in the Northeast, you love this shit. The niggas went out there and hung out on cliffs just to get shots. Like, oh my God, look at that no parking sign with an icicle coming off of it. So cool.
It means something.
It means something. Life, frozen tundra, anarchy. It's going down. It's going to be the end of the world. What?
True.
Global warming, folks. Maybe. Is it true? I don't know. Could be.
Who knows? It might be a hoax.
It might be a hoax. Did the Farmer's Almanac? Who the fuck started the Farmer's Almanac?
I don't know.
I'm assuming farmers, but I need to know.
I need to know. Because it always seems to be correct.
It does. That's a good statistical fact. How often is that Farmer's Almanac correct? And if it's correct more than 70% or something, like that 67%, there's something there.
Yeah.
I don't know if Nostradamus or some shit, one of them niggas.
Nostradamus.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Paul Mooney and the Chappelle Negro Damas predicted shit like this, man. But if you're out there, man, stay warm. See a homeless guy, throw him a cup of coffee or something, man. Don't give him money, nigga. Just give him some coffee or something.
Exactly. Just give him something warm.
Yeah, that's, you feel bad. Don't put the nigga in your car. You can't trust everybody. And stay warm, niggas. My soul is warm.
Shit is true. And you know who's warm, who's red hot right now is every single member of the New Orleans Saints.
Oof.
They got to be fuming. You know that they are outside in the cold, no shirt on, just pissed with a knife in their hand.
I'm pretty sure there's like there's an office building where like it's just for like the official referee office building. Oh, they out there. They out there stalking, looking for these niggas. Where you live at? I never thought about that. How many referees probably get death threats? Shit is real, man. People get so crazy over this sports that when a ref fucks up a call, it's your ass. And to elaborate, y'all, what we're talking about is the New Orleans Saints AFC divisional game, AFC conference game, which is the last
AFC
game.
championship game.
AFC conference championship game, correct. Sorry, sir.
Is there another word that we can add?
AFC
Jubilee
conference championship semifinals. But it's the winner of that goes to the Super Bowl for their conference. Yep. And it was between the NFC. I'm sorry, this is the NFC. It was between the Saints and the Rams. And that game was like back and forth, down to the wire, all the way to the end. Saints are tied game. Clock is running down. Saints are moving.
Marching in, if you will.
Marching in. The Saints are marching. And there was a third down. He throws it.
Drew Brees lofts up a nice, and this was old school, like Jerry Rice style, where dude's running. He could have just caught it over his shoulder.
Yep.
But the who is it? The cornerback?
Yeah, the cornerback from the
Rams.
Cornerback
just doesn't even look at the ball, just looks at the guy and obliterates him.
And just runs through
NFL him. Blitz.
Right.
Tackles him out of bounds, which you can't do.
Right. Even if he didn't have the ball, he might have got a flag on that.
Yeah.
That was like some unnecessary roughness shit. Like, oh, you can't just do that.
Yep.
Like, that's a hands to the head. Like, he went straight to headshot and leveled the guy. No yellow came out whatsoever. No flag on the field.
No, nothing.
But why that was so big, even though the Saints still kicked the field goal and were up 3 points, and now the Rams had time to come down and tie. Yep. technically, yes. The Saints, listen, nigga, you just got to stop them. That's it. It's easier said than done when these guys can move on you like that. But it was like, you take away that call, now that pass interference happens, they get a first down and goal.
Yeah,
because
was that like the 8-yard line or something?
Like right there in the red zone, 8-yard line. So now if you run the ball 2 times, don't get the touchdown, the clock, you're running the clock. Now they had a chance to run that clock down and kick that field goal and only have fucking 11 seconds left on the clock. Now, what's your odds of winning now?
And after the kickoff, if they don't return that, you got one play, maybe.
Hail Mary. Right. Yeah. Hail Mary, or you got one deep loft to try to get it, and if you have
get
time,
out of bounds.
And they don't have timeouts because they would have used them on that fucking
Yeah.
So it's you talking about a team with 11 seconds and no timeouts trying to go down the field and score the tie. Not likely, but when you get a bullshit call like that, that send them into overtime. And
it was just, but it was one of those. The entire stadium saw it. The entire people watching at home saw it. Both teams saw it. It's just crazy that every single person alive saw it except for the refs.
Except for the refs.
That was the problem, to where it was. There's something weird was happening because there's just no way that doesn't get called. This isn't like zero people could say that wasn't a foul. That wasn't a penalty.
Right.
Like
nobody's gonna look at this.
Nobody on the Rams is just like, well, no.
Yeah,
Everyone's
he was
just
kind of dislodging the ball. He was there at the moment of he wasn't there at the moment of contact. When the ball wasn't there, he wasn't there. He went through that motherfucker, and then the ball came by. You know what I mean? It's like his body goes whoop, and then the ball goes by. I'm like, wait, hold on.
Exactly. He tackled the guy, and then here comes the ball. Like that shit was.
That's pass interference, and now they're talking about doing looking into reviewing pass interferences, which was never a thing.
Because there is the garbage rule of what is it when it's under 2 minutes, they just don't.
It has to go to the booth.
Yeah.
But a pass interference was never a call they do. So now they need to look into that because it's like they never call they'll never replay a no call. To them it looks bad on their judgment. But hello, look what the fuck you just did.
Yeah.
You have to be accountable. Just like every player has to be accountable for actions and shit they do. These refs got to be held accountable, man. Do they get fined when they make fucked up calls? Probably not.
No. Because that's the other thing too, is that there's other implications and there's other I don't want to say penalties, but there's other things that go along with it. Like the dudes that just didn't get a chance to go to the Super Bowl, most likely because of that. Then, I mean, of course, like you said, anything could happen. They could have fumbled the next play and then, whatever. But that was huge, man. Then you fuck up people's chance of going to the Super Bowl, making a ton of money, everything.
Right.
Like you understand why, if somebody saw that ref, it would be.
It'd be on. It'd be hands on sight.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, ain't you that ref? Like, them niggas probably walk around with fake mustaches and shit. Like, somebody would go all out to recognize who that guy is, look him up, see what they can find. You got these guys on the web.
Oh, dude, a crazy fan? Hell yeah.
Oh, and it's like, we're going to go ride out to that nigga house. Fucking start throwing flaming cocktails through his window. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you cats, man?
Because also, I feel like there should be a thing now where that dude's got to come out and be like, I'm so fucking sorry.
Right.
I was so wrong.
What? That should be new. Refs don't do that. They can't. No. I don't know. They held them to a certain standard with refs don't get a say. They just get the glory or the fucked up. Either hey, good game, ref. You did a good job in calling it.
Yeah.
Or it's like you guys fucking suck, and now you're not accountable. Thanks. We work all our season for this moment, and we expect you to do what you're supposed to do, and nigga, you ain't doing it.
And that'll be interesting to see too, because my personal opinion, like. There's no way that ref should ever work again.
Right. Especially in a game like that caliber.
Yeah.
Nigga, you get preseason games.
So I think that would be a thing of good faith for the NFL to be like, listen, fuck, we can't go back and change it, but he'll never be in a position like that again.
Right. Yep. So
because dude, that was a payoff, or that was I don't know what the fuck
you
got
to almost feel that sometime, man. It's like
it was so blatant. Like this isn't like. For anybody maybe thinking, like, I'm not a New Orleans Saints fan. Like, I'm not. This isn't like, oh, shit, that's my team and they got screwed. No. Right. It's so fucking blatant.
What do you say? Mere observation.
It's a mere observation. Hey, yo, B.
It's mere observation. I just swear. It was a flag. Where's the flag?
Exactly, because every single. Where's the flag? That shit was popping
Heartbreak
off.
City. So the Saints. I think that just deflated their whole deflate gate on them because they had a chance to stop them and they had a chance in overtime, but that was a blow and a half, man. I think it took the wind out that fucking sail. Like, nigga,
I agree.
We can't go nowhere now. It's like when you keep replaying that shit in your head and you can't get it out, that kind of fucks with that wide receiver. It's like, all right, relax, refocus. You know, at some point, it's like, I can't fucking believe that ref did that, man.
Bro, that's the R. Kelly thing where it's just like, yo, you were just videotape peeing on someone and you got away with it.
How do you feel? I'm going to Disney?
Obviously, the cornerback next time is just going to be like, I could do whatever I want to you? Okay.
Right. Well, when's that ref coming? He needs to send a basket or something to that ref's house. See, that's the nigga that should be celebrating with that ref. Huh, nigga, don't worry about them. You need protection? I'll sit outside your house with the burner. I'll tell you, I will pop every one of these motherfuckers. You let me know.
Exactly.
So the Saints did not march on, folks, to the Super Bowl. It is the now L.A. Rams. They used to be St. Louis Rams. They're back in L.A. Used to be L.A., went to St. Louis, back to L.A. Whatever. L.A. Rams in the Super Bowl against, come on, wait for it, take a guess. If you don't know football, you can probably fucking guess who's back in the fucking Super Bowl. Come on. Come on. The New England Patriots, folks.
NEPs.
Good for you if you're a Patriot fan. Everybody else that is not, like, man, this something don't sound right. People that aren't a fan of that team just always look at conspiracy like, are they really just that fucking good?
Do you know the name of the Chiefs player that lined up offsides?
No. You know what's funny, though? If I'm not mistaken, if it's the guy where his last name is Jones, if it's Chandler Jones, because they have a Jones, I think it might be Chandler Jones. If it was that Chandler Jones I'm thinking about, would be the guy who was an ex-New England Patriot? I don't know. Let's talk about it. If that is the guy who did it, Chandler Jones used to play for the Patriots, and some might say maybe he got paid off to do that.
D. Ford was his name.
Ford, okay, nah.
Ford
Ford is a solid player for them, man. He's one of their best guys, so it's kind of like, what are you doing, Ford?
Yeah.
If your name was Honda, you'd have been more reliable. I'm just saying.
Well, man, this was the thing is that homeboy lined up offsides,
right.
And on that play that he lined up offsides, the Chiefs intercepted the football and essentially won the football game.
Interception goes.
Yeah.
It's Tom Brady doesn't move down the field. They don't score. And they run the clock out.
Yep.
Game over. Interception.
Exactly. They intercepted it to where it was the point where they could have like kneeled 3 times. Game would have been over.
Yep.
But on that play, homeboy D. Ford lined up offsides and blow the whistle, bring it back, and like. It was a straight call. Like it was. This was not the refs messing up.
No,
this
he was way offside.
D. Ford with a mental error, but it's like, fuck, man.
Right. And you always think like, man, when guys, I know you can say when and you're in the moment, you know, and it's that kind of intensity, but man, that's why you separate some of the smarter players, man. Like guys that have to have that wherewithal. You have to kind of be like a coach.
Focus.
Yeah, focus, coach. Boom, 3rd and short. 20 seconds left on the clock. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, okay, this is the play. This is what to look out for. You know, it's like all that shit has to kind of run through, and then you have to use your athletic ability to make the fucking play. You know what I mean? So it does take a lot, man. But it's what you get paid millions of dollars for, brother.
Exactly.
That's
why you rich beyond belief, homie.
You know what I mean? It's like you rich to make that decision, nigga. So I ain't feeling bad for you. Me as a fan gonna be like, well, fuck you, man. Tax dollars, millions of dollars, paying your ass for me, entertain me. I'm not entertained.
Yep. But that was another game that had horrible officiating because that was one I was driving Uber and I was listening to it on the radio.
Calls all game.
And hearing just the horrible calls and hearing the boos from the stadium and
but
hearing them talking about like, man, and more garbage is raining down on the field. Yep, from the upper deck, they're throwing beer bottles and it was like, holy shit,
Kansas City?
Man.
Aren't you guys known for barbecue sauce and not violence?
But wait, is Chiefs offensive or is Indians offensive?
No,
which one are we?
Because they're Chiefs.
Okay, yeah, they're upper level.
Yes, that's top tier. That's homage, not disrespect. Gotcha. You're a Chief, pal, not a Redskin, not an Indian. I know Cleveland Indians are going to stay with their whole mantra.
Yep.
Redskins are going to stay there. Watch it be just the Skins.
What about the Braves? So Braves is that a slur? No,
they're brave. They're so brave. You know, the Redskins will probably change their shit to the Skins at some point, you know.
Isn't that funny, though, that where it's like, all right, it's the same thing, but, you know, we changed it a little bit, so we made everybody happy.
Right. I mean, Cincinnati might have had Redskins, too, for baseball, but we're just going to go Reds. Cincinnati Reds sound good to everybody.
Wow, yeah.
Maybe that was it, but no.
Baseball's been known for shortening, though, for the nicknames. Yeah, that is right. Just the Reds.
Right.
You know.
Devil Rays, now Rays.
Yep.
The Tampa Bay Devil Rays. No. No more Devil. Just Rays.
Just Rays.
It's like, okay. Like, I don't think people are losing sleep over it, but nowadays they are.
Right?
You know, but and for those that are not a Patriots fan, you are losing sleep because it's hard. We're gonna break down a little bit of stats about these Pats, and just to say, I'm not a Pats fan.
Stats about the Pats.
I can't really take those guys too much. They're not your team. When you're a fan of the sport and they're not your team, you're not gonna like the nigga. That's just how it goes.
Yep.
But you have to show respect. A true fan gotta show respect, man. When you're a fan to the sport alone, you gotta take your hat off when it's due, even though you don't like the nigga.
Oh yeah.
Wasn't a Michael Jordan fan. I was a Knick fan, and the shit he did to us, but you love watching him because the shit he did. It's like, yo, this shit is great, man. It's shit you're not gonna ever probably see again. You know?
Yeah.
And what the Patriots are doing, when you're talking about these guys have been good since 2000, you're talking about almost 20 years of a reign, man, of a coach and a quarterback tandem that are always competitive and always winning. Every year they have a winning season, except for a couple scattered.
They're in it.
Right. And so Tom Brady, that game right there, the championship game to go into the Super Bowl, this Patriot team have been in the last 8 consecutive game to go into the big one.
Wow.
They've been in this is their 3rd in a row Super Bowl.
Yep.
They won, which was.
They've been in the last 4 out of 5. Or was
right.
it
They were off and they won.
They took 1 year off.
One took off, came back, lost. No, they won. They did that remarkable, one of the best comebacks in Super Bowl, let alone
They did when you're screaming the computer's cheating because
Right.
they did the 2-minute drill. Yeah.
Right. And they came back from a 28-point deficit in the Super Bowl.
That was against Atlanta, right?
Atlanta had the biggest blowout, so that made people think like this shit gotta be fixed. How do they blow that lead? A 28-point lead in the Super Bowl. But whatever.
That one did not make sense.
Right. And then last year, all hail and rain, my boys, the Eagles upset the Pats. Which the Pats,
Eagle.
And the Pats are right there, and they could have won that one too. It wasn't like it was a big blowout.
Yeah.
You know, a call or two, they probably get that win over us. And then this year, they're back in it again, man. You know, if you're not a fan, you turn into that whole, God, I'm tired of seeing these niggas. I ran into like ladies that are like not even sports fans, like, those fucking Patriots. Oh my God. Like every time I turn on the news feed, I'm tired of seeing them. Why? Honey, they're just good.
So now, speculation time, because I've heard if they win, or maybe if they don't win, but I heard Gronk is most likely done. Rob Gronkowski.
Yeah, Gronkowski, which is their big ace, and he's having a hell of playoffs right now.
Now,
man.
do you think, I know he just became, what was it, the first tight end to get 1,000 yards in
yeah, okay.
Yeah. First tight end to get 1,000 yards in the playoffs.
When you got Tom tossing it to you.
Yeah. He's going to be in there.
I mean, he's a big guy, man. I mean, we forget about how big Gronk is, like 6'6", man. And he's a big, massive, when you talking like Gronkowski, big Russian, Polish motherfucker, like that's him. Like he looks like from the Third Reich type shit, man. Like,
oh yeah.
Like big German motherfucker that's like gassing people. You know, sorry, no offense to anybody. I don't mean to be offensive to anybody that went through the Holocaust, if anything like that. Respect to those that were family members of those that lost. Okay, disclaimer.
To anybody listening to our podcast that was in the Holocaust, we respect you.
I respect
you.
Saying. You know, but yeah, he's probably gonna leave. Brady.
What do you think? If Brady wins, do you think he's gonna? Because who was it? Was it John Elway that went back to back on him?
Back and he quit. Yeah, this guy's 3 in a row. He's been in, not for nothing, Tom Brady, this is his 9th Super Bowl? Come on, man.
Wow.
Like, who the fuck's going to do that in their
But then, too,
career?
he might want 10. You know what I mean? He might want to double it up.
He might be like, let's do it again, man. Let's do something that nobody, you know, we'll come back for a 10th Super Bowl, 4 Super Bowls in a row.
Yep.
You have to take your hats off to that. It's like, okay.
Oh, yeah.
These niggas are great. They have something that works. They know what they're doing, man. And it's almost like you watch him, like, you know what they do. Why the fuck can't nobody stop them? Because they do hell of a preparation. They prepare. They watch film. They got a lot of smart guys. And what it is, too, Tom Brady's not an athletic guy. And you got so many quarterbacks that are physically and athletically a lot better than him.
Yeah.
But what they don't have is he's like a Peyton Manning who played for the Colts, is the mindset of a coach. He understands how everything works, schemes, how to change it, how a coach does. When a coach is doing it, he has that wherewithal. So you take that guy and you put him with a helmet on, and he's at the line, and he's reading the defense. Okay, I know what this is. Yep. We're going to change this, and we're going to zip, kill. We're going to go left now. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's like, when you have that caliber of a guy, and
put
it's
him
like,
in motion.
It gets the coaches like, oh, man, it's like having another clipboard out there. Thanks, bro. So they got what it takes, and they get it done, man. And Tom just looks great, and he's a pretty motherfucker and being a football fan, he's not my team. I don't like him, but I respect.
Yeah. You got to respect the skills.
Have to. So that's going down 2 weeks, February 4th, I think, or 3rd. It's going to be Super Bowl 53.
Wow.
Or 53 or 63. I think it's 53. Sure. Yeah, I think it's 53. I think last year was 52. It's now 53.
But one of the things that was interesting about those last two AFC and NFC championship games was that they both went into overtime, right? And
they did.
The other thing, too, was that the Drake curse was real. Because you know how every person that Drake backs fucks up? Like when
all the way down to basketball, everything.
all the way to
college basketball, he did Kentucky.
To college basketball, to he came out with
Toronto fucked up.
Who's the fighter? Fucking Conor McGregor at the last fucking match. Drake's there with a fucking Irish flag. Yeah, guys, I'm on this bandwagon. Like, he loses.
What are you? I thought
everyone
you were
loses. Basically, the thing is that everyone that Drake backs loses.
So,
he comes out with a fucking T-shirt that has all 4 teams on it. Somehow all 4 teams have the worst fucking game possible. They both go into overtime. Listen, the Drake curse is real.
The Drake curse is real.
The Drake curse is really real. Like,
was he a Saints fan?
I'm sure.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go
for
with the
anybody
Saints.
out there, because Lil Wayne is a Saints fan, so I'm sure that he hopped on the bandwagon. But dude, he had a T-shirt. Right. I couldn't believe it when somebody posted the pic where it's like all 4 logos of the teams on one shirt, and I'm like, dude, you fucked up the whole mojo, man.
Oh shit! So Drake, don't ever root for my team. If you ever
like, if anyone's out there and like Drake is rooting for you, just be like, dude, just do it by yourself, man. Fuck.
Fall back. Get off of social media.
Don't come to the ring with me. Don't fucking you know.
Get off the social media with it. Don't do it. We don't need to see this shit, man.
But the other thing too, I think other rules that need to be changed. I'm sorry, but those overtime rules in football are fucked. The overtime rule, because like I said, I'm driving, I'm listening to it on the radio, and they pop on, and they're like, and now this game heads in overtime. So what happens in overtime is the Patriots, they get the ball first, and if they score a touchdown, they win the game. But if they drive down the field and they kick a field goal, then the other team has a chance to come back. If they come down and they don't do anything, and then the other team comes in, and we're like, what the fuck, man?
It's only that first drive of like, you come down. If you get the ball first, you come down, you kick a field goal, no problem, don't worry about it. The other team gets a chance to tie it or score. To win, you know what I mean? And it's kind of like overtimes used to be like you get the ball first, you come down, you kick a field goal, game over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But now I kind of like it just because, it makes it more interesting, I guess. You know, it's a ratings move, I think. You know what I mean? You got to make overtime a little more exciting.
Yeah.
Because in the regular season, you get one overtime. You know, and I always thought like, more exciting. Why don't you get away with ties, period, in a football game in the regular season? Just let the motherfuckers play till somebody wins. How you do in the postseason. But,
but that's my thing, too, where I'm like, if you're going to, how much is an overtime quarter?
It's the regular stretch of 15 minutes.
Yeah. I don't understand why they're just not like, all right, it's over. Like, I figured they should do it like basketball, where it's like, all right, you guys got another 15 minutes to play. And I understand that in football that means 45 minutes, but still it's like.
But even if they just do that one 15-minute quarter and then the next one's like 6 or something. You know what I mean? Like, break it down and give the second overtime is a smaller window, you know?
Yep. But it was just a weird, I don't know. It was an odd thing of like, so then the Patriots, and I understand it's just a flip of a coin, but like, okay, there was a flip of a coin, then they get the ball first, and then because they scored first, it's just over. I was like, it was weird.
They just drove down the field and marched it ready to throw. And it's like, if you're the fucking, the Chiefs, it's kind of like, you had chances to stop the guy, but they weren't stopping all game. You know what I mean? I mean, they did have moments, but something with those guys when it's clutch, man, they do it every time. I mean, they almost won last year's Super Bowl.
Yep.
It's like it's clutch. He goes down, and then methodically, it's almost like fucking graceful to watch. It fucking makes me want to throw up. It's just like, God, how can he get open every time? Like this dude Edelman, the Patriots have like, listen, man, we're gonna do the total opposite of what a lot of teams do because a lot of their fast little scat guys are usually all brothers, It's like, we're going to get the little white boy out there. You get out there, Edelman, zigzag, they can never stop you.
And even there's plenty of games where Gronk is quiet all game, and then those peak times, like where, especially where you would need him, he comes through.
Right. And I tell you, the Patriots have that different chemistry where it's like, you know what? They're one of the only teams, and this is just a mere observation. There's no observation. Don't look into this, folks, but their offense is different a lot of ways than a lot of other offenses because it's, I say, one of the only teams that has probably 85 to 90%. They're all white. They're all starting guys. That's a different thing. And I say this not to like point out any race, man, but it's like it's not really a thing in in football to have like so many of your star wide receivers. Like star, you know, their star wide receivers are the Patriots. It's Edelman, Gronkowski, and Hogan.
Those are 3 white names,
right.
and Hogan is a racist white name, so you know that's real.
You know, but it's almost like because it's not really most of your athletic positions are usually it's nothing but observation is usually held by African American guys. It's just I don't know.
Listen, if we weren't talking about race, it wouldn't be watermelon versus pumpkin.
That's what it is. Listen, it's
the high twitch fibers,
whatever you want to say, twitch fiber muscles, whatever the fuck.
Listen, for as fucked up as it was, 400 years of slavery was also like the dopest training camp of all time. Listen, that's all we're saying here. Like it was commune of all time.
Fucked up training camp.
Yeah, the most fucked up training camp.
Long, extensive one, but it's somebody at some point is like, man, this might pay off for these guys in the long run.
They changed some DNA.
Just might pay off for you guys.
They didn't mean to, but they changed some DNA, and they were just, they made
then
some
it was
harder,
like,
better, faster,
the
stronger.
DNA was already there. Then it's well, we need to enhance this. You already, because that's why we took you niggas. You're strong and you're big.
Just like every fucking cop show where they get next to the nerd on the computer and like, enhance, zoom in, enhance, zoom in. That's what happened, man. That enhance.
Man. But, some people's like, so I joke a lot with some of my boys that are Patriot fans. So I get on them. I go, first of all, you guys are a fucking slave-owning team. Like, what'd you talk about? So especially the dudes that are black. I said, man, you supporting that. That's slave owners, man. Look at that Patriot. You know what that Patriot logo is? Slave owner. Let's talk about the earliest ancestor. That's slave owner. Not for nothing. And most of their star players, they never held on to a star black player for more than, 5 years, like they did for your Gronkowskis and Edelmans. So I break their balls. I mean, it's something that goes like, I don't know, man. They get these guys and they go, thanks for your 2 years, and they get rid of them. Even though they're solid and stuff, a lot of years left in them. Why is that connection not there when you have excellent players? Why don't you hold on to them for that long?
True.
But that's what keeps their fucking filter fresh, man. They fucking keep who they keep.
Recycle.
And they recycle certain skilled players. And like, all right, let's get another fast guy. Boom. Okay, got him. Use them up. Got a Super Bowl out of you. Thanks a lot. We're going to move forward. You know what I mean? Veterans that were come there just to try to get a ring. You know, it's like, it's crazy, man. But hats off to that organization for being that great, man. A dynasty it is. And we're probably never going to see this shit again. And I hope they lose. But whatever.
Right? I got to be honest with you. I'm rooting for I got to root for LA. You know what I mean? Just because it's like the same shit that.
Yeah, you like underdog
man,
stories, man.
It's tough. Like, I know that the Yankees weren't what the Yankees once were.
Right.
Same thing with obviously the Chicago Bulls are not what they were.
Right.
But yeah, it's the same shit when it's just again.
Right. And there was a young lady. She was a nurse at this place I work at, and she's like, I don't watch football. I don't watch that shit. She goes, and I was saying so. She goes, but I hear you guys all the time. She goes, why are you mad at them for being good? Everybody needs to be better. That's all that is. I'm like, you're probably right, boo.
Like, listen. Exactly. Listen, fuck you, you're right, but it doesn't mean that I got to be happy about it.
Right. It's like, we get tired of seeing this shit. And like I said, there's people that don't even watch football. I'm like, oh, God. Like, I like, people that got, you know how many Eagle fans became last year just because they jumped on the underdog story?
That bandwagon is real.
Yeah, it was like, oh, my God, I love an underdog story. Mm-hmm. Oh, God.
Will Smith is from there.
Yeah.
Philadelphia.
Kevin Hart. He's my favorite. My fave. Fuck the Oscars. They don't know what they're missing.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so the Super Bowl's going down. So who we have at halftime?
Super Bowl's going down. Maroon 5. Travis Scott.
And
Big Boy from
Big
Outkast.
And newest edition.
New edition.
That would have been great. I would have loved that. But Patti LaBelle will be singing the national anthem.
Mm-hmm.
Patti.
And
big
same shit.
voice.
Same thing. She's gotten, a lot of shit on.
Right. How could you're supposed to boycott?
But okay, this is my thing too, where it's just like everyone's racist, everyone's racist, everyone's racist. 3 out of the 4 acts performing are black.
Right. Well, then you know what people are gonna reach for. They're gonna be like, well, that was they try to throw. They had to do that because the black community wouldn't be happy now. And I'm gonna speak for us, Watermelon, because we like to bitch about some shit sometimes that we just like to bitch about. You know. Some of us say we might have earned the right. Some of us say we need to get over it. I don't know where it goes, but time will make a nigga less forefront of what the fuck it was. You fast forward 100 years from now, and he's like, you niggas still stealing in 1960? You know what I mean? It's like, it's not going to be because there's going to be so many more minorities that are going to be of the majority. There's a lot more rich, well-off minority families that are happening more than it ever has in the past. Yeah, no, the numbers game is the numbers game. When you go for a majority of people, which are, Caucasian or whatever, have you, European, Anglo-Saxons here in this country, when you have a majority of the people that run something for hundreds and hundreds of years, of course you're going to be in the majority. You know what I mean? It's like you're more majority of the people, so you have bigger odds of being more successful. You know what I mean? But once your pot gets bigger, you're going to have more for your community too, man. It's time. I'm sorry, folks that feel like it's not right now, you're probably not going to be around. Well, actually, you're not going to be around for 150 years from now.
Yeah.
So tell your grandkids, like, nigga, I did this for you.
It's getting better. It's getting
right.
better.
I sacrificed for you. And that's why I take it for those in the 60s that stood on the lines and fought. Motherfucker, they sacrificed for you, so take advantage. That's all.
I agree. Even if it's not great or necessarily where people want it to be, just know that it's the best it's ever been and getting better. That's
right. And I think people just don't want it to get better because some people just want to bitch about shit, man. And
I agree.
You know what I mean?
What is Al Sharpton's business if everything is good?
Right.
What's he gonna do?
Right. He's gotta we gotta find something. Let me just keep kicking a rock till I find a slug, nigga. And you kick over enough rocks, you're gonna find a slug, man. And I'm not saying that don't fight the fight and don't think that a motherfucker's not racist, not being out there doing shit, because it's real. They out there.
Oh yeah, no, it exists.
You gotta play the game, man. It's anything like with this government, man. White, black, whatever. When it comes to rich and poor, you gotta play the game.
True.
You know what I mean?
And speaking of someone who's not playing the game, as people know, we don't have many around here. I think I've eaten at one once. Chick-fil-A, their restaurant. They're closed on. They're a religious restaurant. In terms of the owner is religious. Okay. So they're not open on Sundays.
Really?
One thing I have to give them some respect on. They're staying closed on Super Bowl Sunday in Atlanta.
It's like Atlanta.
Dude, the amount of money that they're going to be missing out on.
That's right. Because niggas are like, fuck you, nigga. We got churches up the block.
Yeah. But man,
anyways.
The amount of money that they're going to be missing out on is insane. But
Popeyes again it. But
I respect the move. Where they're just like, no, man, we're going to stick to our guns.
Stand
and
your ground.
That's interesting.
Have you ever seen the movie, the last one Kevin Hart came out with, not the last one, but the Night School?
No. I watched the gag reel online, but I didn't see the actual
night
movie.
reel, because there was a part in there where he was trying to get a job in between, whatever, long story short. He had got a part-time job at a chicken joint, but it was the guy who owned it was Christian chicken,
Okay,
so these are Christian chickens, you know what I mean? Everything was holy, so that's what I don't know. It just reminded me of that, like, oh, this is Christian chicken, okay. Yep. And it was right next to a brothel, so all the fucking call girls would
come over for a two-piece.
Come over for a two-piece and a bisque, nigga.
That's where it's at. Popeye's got the sale right now, $3.99 for a three-piece and a biscuit. $3.99 for a three-piece and a biscuit. Shout out to Popeyes. You know what it is,
Listen,
man.
Maybe for that week, maybe for next week's show, we'll have a spread here. We'll have a Super Bowl spread.
You never know, Super Bowl spread. And also, if you're watching on the YouTube channel, man, go back, because there's a nice video that we made a long time ago, at least a year and a half ago, of Young Pastry himself making a football cake for the Super Bowl. So that's on the channel
get that
too.
Tutorial, man. Get that football cake.
And man, if you're gonna bake anything up, let us know. 203-594-6977. Let us know about your Super Bowl delectables that you might be having.
It's going down. Get your shit ready. 2 weeks.
Another thing that I learned about, which was interesting, because things are accepted, but then you find out that things are not accepted everywhere like you thought that they might be. The whatever company is doing the Super Bowl, is it NBC, whoever it is,
CBS this year.
CBS came out and said there will be absolutely no marijuana commercials. Don't even submit them. Don't even fucking bring them to the table, no matter how much you pay.
Not ready. They're not ready for that. What are they doing? Keep that shit in Colorado, nigga.
Bro. You gotta remember, California, it's legal.
That's right.
LA, come on, man. LA's out there.
Right.
So,
but they're saying here we're in Atlanta. And it's not here, so we can't partake in that. I mean, but the NFL, because the NFL won't do it, because they're gonna say like, well, we're not gonna sponsor that. NFL, because they give fucking, they're anti. That's why their guys get fines and shit when they're. But there's a whole movement. It's funny. There was a whole movement of retired NFL players, man. That I don't know if we ever talked about this before on the show, but they're pro. Marijuana use and how it helps them. and how they have a lot of like fucking,
I saw somebody interviewed them. I forget who it was, but they got like 7 or 8 of the guys together,
right,
and
they were sitting, that's the one of them, and they were all sitting in a circle.
Yeah, who was interviewing them? I forget who it was, but
it was somebody that was a known interviewer. But it was great. I mean, these guys were like pro, and a lot of those guys I remember from the '90s watching them younger. And, they're all, like, retired. So they're young guys, though. They're, like, in their,
what I think
50s,
it might have
40s.
been? It might have been, wasn't there, it might have been on that cooking show. There's that cooking with marijuana show on Vice. I think it was that.
I didn't watch it. Yes, I think it was that. Yep,
and they had them all around for a meal with
and
it.
they were, like, smoking and shit.
Yeah,
smoking and bullshit. But, like, these guys, you're talking about these guys are, like, linemen. Offensive linemen. And, especially for the offensive linemen, these guys are 6'6", 340 pounds. And they're
crashing into each other,
and they're fucking squatting their whole career. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like the knees are shot, bro. As opposed to like a wide receiver in a DB or something. These guys are mainly upright.
Yeah.
Game, you know what I mean? You're talking about a guy who's the biggest guy out there, and you want him to fucking crouch all game. That's why a lot of those guys changed it because originally it used to be all those guys had to be hands down on the ground.
Yeah.
Now the big guys like, nah, bro, we here hands on knees.
Hands on the knees.
Like the tackles, the guys in the middle still have to.
Yeah.
The outside, the biggest guys are usually your tackles. Those are usually your biggest guys. They're hands on knees, nigga. But they were just saying how beneficial, man, and like maybe Junior Seau wouldn't have went crazy if he had a little pot in his life. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They do a lot of brain damage, man. You go ahead and fucking bang your head against the wall 10,000 times.
I know.
You know what I mean? You're gonna feel something. Your brain is jarring around.
Oh yeah.
Off of impact for you. And you're talking about guys that played from Pop Warner all the way up to high school and then college and then pros. Bro, that's your whole life.
You just been getting fucked up your whole life. You've been getting car accidents your whole life, basically.
Right. And now you're all done and you got to function. And some of those guys are stuttering and they're like, duh.
Yeah.
It's like, man, you can't even remember. You probably don't remember the great moments of your career. But yeah, the pot thing, man. So there won't be any commercials. No pot commercials, y'all. Sorry, guys.
They said don't even submit them, no matter how much time you buy, no matter what. Because that was an interesting thing too that I didn't know is you can buy the commercial time, but then you have to put out an ad that's accepted by them.
Right.
It's not just like we bought this time, now this time is ours. We can do what we want. It's you got to buy that. Then you still got to get past the censors and whoever else.
Right. So the coalition probably was like, Tiger, the nigga do what Tiger? I can't even scratch the voice the way he did. Tiger, you talking about Tiger? Nah, they said hell no, shit not happening, no way. So, I mean, those commercials go for a good milli or so a pop.
Yeah.
You want 10 seconds? Give me 2 million. Damn, nigga.
But it's tough too now because a lot of people are on their phones. They don't really, and even now it seems like over the past couple of years, I feel like back in the day, you would get to like the third quarter, then they would run out of good commermals.
Right.
But now it's just like, man, after the first couple commercial breaks, it's over.
It's
like,
over.
There's nothing good
the biggest
anymore.
slots are those guys in them first quarter, and halftime guys get a big slot too.
Yeah.
But near the end of the game, that third, fourth, man, anyway, that's when you actually get, sometimes you get people that replay. You get like, we just
yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, them niggas paid extra money. Okay.
Yo, run it back in the third.
Yeah, right. So, y'all paid a little extra money. There was one year, man, that all it was like websites commercials.
Yeah,
like
yeah.
GoDaddy.
A lot of GoDaddy, yep.
Yeah, and I was like, what the fuck? That's who got the money this year. That's what they show you, like, no, the internet on and popping, cuz.
Yeah.
We take over. Cars are like, what about us? We always had all the commercials.
Right, and Budweiser usually has a good one.
I don't know. Do they still do the Clydesdales?
I don't know. To be honest, I haven't watched over the past couple of years. I did the listen on the radio while driving.
Last year, I was watching, but I wasn't because I was, I'm a fan of the team that was in there, so I was running and jumping around and drinking.
Geeking.
So had no idea about any commercial. I was too busy talking shit to everybody. But so that's going down. Get your popcorn ready. Be a fan. Be a spectator.
Yeah, I'll do the same thing this year. I'll be driving around delivering for Uber because obviously that's one of the biggest days ever for food.
But
you
know what
like
you won't
that.
be delivering? Chick-fil-A.
Chick-fil-A. No.
Well, I don't know if they're even on Uber Eats flow, but
I don't know because I don't even know where one is around here.
North Haven's the closest to here.
North Haven.
Yeah. But there's all these other like different places like DoorDash. I never like these different Grubhub, Uber Eats kind of thing. I was like DoorDash. What? Red Door, isn't that a brothel?
Could be.
But Super Bowl's going down. It's coming and it's flying. But when I was talking about Tiger. You talking about Tiger?
Tiny?
Let's talk a little bit about my man, Soulja Boy.
Tell him.
Soulja Boy is on a rampage right now.
Mm-hmm.
He's feeling like he needs a lot of respect given his way, that these new young niggas ain't respecting him, which is the irony of life, because none of you new niggas respect anybody in the game.
True.
That paved the way for you. But now he's going on a rant, and it's almost like I kind of see what he's doing.
Yeah.
He's doing that. Tekashi's gone. The troll is gone. He's trying to take that rings, I think. You know what I mean? Because he had said something where he was praising Tekashi a little bit.
The troll is gone. He's trying to take over the bridge.
Right. Hello. I wish where the fuck. Oh, I don't got the bell. That was a ding moment. Ding.
That was a dingy.
Yeah, he's trying to take over the bridge, man. So he was on the Breakfast Club. For y'all didn't see the Breakfast Club interviews, he was just going off. And I think Charlamagne's a big fan of him because he kind of was in his place when it came to. He couldn't really say nothing. Like, you got that, Big Draco?
Yeah.
Yo, Big Draco, come on, man. You know. And Draco was a term they used. Draco, I don't know, was from a caliber gun. I don't know what gun that would is. Being a guy who has a pistol permit, I should know these things. And being black, I lose all kinds of points. But it's new era shit. You know, these new niggas, I try to catch it when I catch it. But Draco is what they, they call him that because I forgot that shit. Soulja Boy put in some gun work back in the day.
Soulja Boy got a body on him.
He got a body on him. And it was a legit, he had permits for his guns.
Yeah,
He did the shit proper. Like, no, I had permits. My guns were all legit. I'm in my home.
People were trying to break into my home and kill me.
Masked up with guns, and I popped from a safe spot, and I hit them niggas, and one of them died. You know, come to find out, one of the guys with the mask was one of his close boys.
Damn.
Inside job, try to get him. You know what I mean? So he get respect.
Dude, that's got to be fucked up.
Right. It's like, yo, that's my man. Like, you just sat on this couch that you bleeding on.
Yeah. Like, exactly. Like, imagine one of your close friends breaks in here, you get into a fight, blah, blah, blah. You get to the kitchen, but boom, boom, boom. Take the mask off on some Scooby-Doo shit. Like,
Mr. Bealey in the library.
That's got to be fucked up.
And that nigga did, and he did a bid before. After that, not for that, he got off on that. Because it was a stand your ground. And in the state he was in, he had every right to defend himself in his home. You know,
shit. There shouldn't be a state where that's not
right.
But I know there are.
There are like if they come in with a knife and you shoot them, it's like no, it's got to be gun for gun.
Yeah, and like if you shoot them and they don't land, like if someone kicks in your door and is standing there and you shoot them and they don't land in your fucking house, like
it's like no, they never came in. So they can threaten me from the door.
Dragging that body in on me. Right. No, they crawled afterwards. It was weird.
Yeah, he crawled and I had to shoot him again because they aimed a gun at me.
Yeah.
And they know that shit happens, man. But he had he did a little bit. So, he got his street cred. So, because this is the kid, if I don't know Soulja Boy, he came up with that crank that, it was very.
Kiss me through the phone.
Right. Basically.
It was funny though when he was on there when he's like listing off these songs. No man, I did this and I did this and I did it. And he does have like 3 or 4 hot songs, but everything he was saying is at least 10 years old. That was the funny part to where he's like, no man, I did this, I did this, I did it.
He said he had the biggest comeback of 2018, and then they were like, but they said that's when they said Tiger they felt did because he had he was dormant and came back with a big hit. He became back relevant, you know what I mean? He had a hit in 2018. He came back. How the fuck he came? I'm the biggest comeback. He goes, but what did you put out last year? Well, what he had put out, I put out. And he just goes into the list of shit he's done, like you said, 10 years ago. He said, no. When we say come back, it's like you got to come back from something. We're talking musically.
Yeah.
Like you were off dormant, and then you came back on the scene with music. You're talking about he coming back in life.
He came through with that smart, dumb shit where he was just like, no. But see, technically, like, I ain't even talking because I was never down, so I wasn't down. But, you know, I'm just saying, like, I'm back now.
Right.
It's like, oh, what?
Trump does that shit all the time.
Yeah.
Why am I confused? He knows how to fill in a space.
No. Listen, when I said that they're going to pay for the wall, I didn't mean monetarily. I mean, when you say, man, they're going to pay for it.
Right.
What?
I wasn't talking literal. Hypothetically, you're going to pay for it, guy. Like, what? And I love it when they asked Trump that question. She was like, well, what do you say to your supporters that when you promised them that Mexico was going to pay for the wall and it wasn't going to come out in American U.S. dollars? What do you got to say about that? Listen, maybe you don't understand the steel business. All right, this is going to be billions of dollars. And it's like, so what are you going to say?
Yep.
Oh, you're going to do it. You're going to put a lot of shit in a filler. Okay.
That's one thing that Bill Maher said that I agree with 100%. They were like, literally never ask Trump another question. Only say forever to all the fucking reporters and anyone only say, hey, you said Mexico was going to pay for the wall. Why aren't they paying for the wall? I'm sorry, whatever. Go through your explanation. Next person. Mr. Trump, you said Mexico is going to pay for the wall. Is Mexico going to pay for the wall? Let him in. Literally, next person, don't ask another fucking question. Like how we were talking about with the slavery thing is like, don't play a slave in a movie. They can't make slavery movies. Right. Like, it's the same shit where it's just like, literally, do not ask Donald Trump another question besides.
Right.
Why is Mexico not paying for the wall? Hey, you said Mexico's going to pay for the wall. No, I understand. Yeah, you're going to make some jobs because obviously there's going to be jobs for people, but the American people are going to be paying those people. So now you said Mexico was going to pay for the, you know what I mean? Like,
how are
literally,
they gonna pay for it? When are they going to pay for it?
You go broken record on them of just
why don't they just do like old medieval shit and just like build a moat? One long moat through state lines.
Because there's a ridiculously hilarious racist joke that just came into my mind of,
swimming.
Yeah, swimming.
What they do.
So, okay. And moisture on the spine, if you will.
Feel that shit. I say fill that shit with like some Hungry Crocs, nigga.
Right?
Some of y'all ain't gonna make it.
Get that piranha border. You know what I'm saying?
You got a motherfucker assed out. He's like, well, I'm gonna take a risk.
Yeah, that's true.
And hey, listen, and there's all kinds of ways that you can try to go into that if you really wanted to. If the U.S. really wants to try to crack down, if you start slamming some of these big wealthy businesses that hire illegal or just anybody that hires an illegal, make them accountable for that shit, and they'll stop hiring them, and then people will have a harder time finding work, which means they probably won't come as much. Just saying. I'm not a genius, but I mean, I know things sometimes.
Yeah, we do things and say stuff.
But young Soulja Boy is attacking the game right now, and these young boys. And he has a point to me what he's saying as far as the new YouTube rapper fame and everything.
Yeah.
He was the first to have that. He was kind of the first social media kid star. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
With the dances and shit, too. He brought that in. You know what I mean? And he got signed from there with that Crank That Soulja Boy.
But so now the question that I guess I would pose to him would be, when do you want this? Is it when other artists get interviewed and they go, yeah, man, Soulja Boy was a big influence coming up? Is it, do you want people to shout you out in songs? Like that would be my question of like,
what do you want?
Even where does it begin of like, okay, people aren't paying you homage. How would you like that paid?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
How do you want that? One or two would do, or you need more?
Yeah.
Does your ego need a whole shitload of people?
That's what I don't understand is like, I get what you're saying, but is it, you just want people in interviews to just be like, yeah, man, Soulja Boy did this first, and now we're doing it. It's
just this thing, man, where it's just now on social media to be the biggest fucking baby is the way you get attention, man.
Yeah.
You come out there, you be this fucking whiny, sniveling baby. You complain about how much nobody, and people love it, man. Like, he right. But it's kind of like, he could have subtly been like, nah, he could have threw some numbers out. Like, I mean, not for nothing. I was probably the first one to start that, but,
Yeah.
Who's counting? I mean, you tell me who started it before me. I'll leave it at that. You know what I mean?
Right.
He could have done one of those little subtle like jabs and people that are more. But no, he turned into fucking Huey who lost his bottle. Baby Huey. Like, nobody respects me. Nobody respect me.
Yeah.
Shut the. You sound like every fucking old school rapper in the game.
Exactly.
Niggas from like said that shit about our era. Like the older cats from the '80s was saying that about our '90s shit. Like, you need to show respect.
And they need to show.
But the thing is that we did though. We had a little more homage when it came to the newer generation that we kind of raised up under us. Them niggas don't give a shit about what's going on but the net.
Yeah.
It's like, nigga, please, we don't need to hear about you. Look up a song called Old Heads. I forgot the young kid's name, but it was a pretty interesting song. I found it interesting. He had hit on some points. He was like, old niggas say this, old niggas say that. Young niggas do this. He was hitting on both sides of things,
That's cool.
It was an interesting song, though. I thought it was pretty dope.
Yo, it's the dichotomy.
You know what I'm saying? But Soulja Boy kind of fucked down. But I think he's just trying to take over because he did the whole thing, going live, talking shit. And then the niggas he talking shit about, because I guess when you do the Instagram live, somebody could chime in. They call you. Oh, we gonna go, and they chime in now. Now we're live, and I'm with somebody talking shit. Yo, but the funny shit was, did you get a chance to see him arguing with
Casanova?
Famous Dex. No, he was.
Oh, no.
He was real humble with Casanova.
Yeah.
Casanova, big ass nigga, man. He was just like, no, but I'm saying though. Nah, he wasn't talking that big jazz shit. Casanova standing over like, yo, but that's a female. You need to relax. And he's like, yo, but I'm saying though, she shouldn't be coming at me like a nigga. That's all I'm saying. It's like, come on, Draco. What happened to that big tough shit? Like, nigga, whatever. What you talking about? Nah, see, it all depends on who it is. And I don't give a fuck what you say. But it was funny because when he was doing I think it was Famous Dex. I don't really know him,
Yeah,
but
I have no clue who that is.
Famous Dex. He came up under one of these cats that he had put him on, and then he signed with him. Whatever. When Soulja was hot, whatever. But he had him on, and now they arguing like these are grown ass men screaming into a phone.
Yeah, yeah. and that's the other thing too. And then they're doing it in front of everyone when like this doesn't need to be in front of everyone.
Right. And it's funny because like if you were to walk by somebody and he's in his phone screaming and he's doing this, you know what I mean? It's a funny sight to see. Like the niggas balling his fist up, y'all fuck you up. And like if you see it from what you're seeing, like the camera shot. But if you're walking by the guy holding his phone, going like, that's like some cartoon.
Yeah.
Hey, come on,
exactly.
Punch you through the phone.
Straight to the punch you through the phone.
Right. But
spit you in the dome.
But then you got to remember they young niggas, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's a different generation of young guys. Like I feel like our thing when we were younger was like you were cooler being the more mature guy for your age. You know what I mean? Now it's kind of like you can act like a big baby and whine. And it's a little more respected.
And people, as long as you're getting attention, people are loving it. No matter if it's good attention or bad attention.
Like real niggas back in the day didn't need attention. It came to them regardless.
Yeah,
They was doing what they was moving how they was moving, and attention came, and they didn't.
Back in the day too, you didn't know who was the person who was the big kingpin selling drugs. Now it's like. No, see, what happened was I sold all these drugs. Now I'm like, it's just. Oof.
I sold drugs, and here I am to talk about it.
Like, you don't know the person. If Jay-Z stories are true, you don't know the person that was supplying Jay-Z with cocaine.
Right.
That's what I'm saying. It's like, there's another person, huge, you know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, you the man around here, but who is the man to you?
Exactly.
There's always somebody else.
Who's your big homie?
Right.
Yeah.
And then it all boils down to that nigga that's making that product.
True.
He's making it back in Colombia. He's got the plantation. He's kind of the man. Like, no, we about to get the world high. You don't understand what's going on.
Yeah.
People are probably gonna die. No, not probably. People are gonna die on my hands, and that's okay. I got money.
Making that profit.
You know what I mean? It's getting that Heinz ketchup, nigga. You know, when they say Heinz ketchup, we say legendary, man.
We just say 57.
57. Heinz
and that's what
ketchup.
It's been, man. We appreciate you guys joining us for episode 57. And if there are girls out there, too, we appreciate you girls for joining us. Episode 57, that Heinz, you know what it is. I am Lil Mattress, LILMATTRESS on everything. Watermelon VS Pumpkin on everything. Instagram, Facebook, everything, man. Hit like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend that we be doing this and we do things and say stuff.
Man, listen, I'm Young Pastry, YUNG Pastry. You see the hat, you see the name, you see the confectionery sugar all over a nigga face. Go to gbiclothing.com. Get your merch up, cuz. Get them socks, get them sweaters, get the Santa. No, that's not a Santa, but nigga, it's gonna be. And tune in, man, because at the end of the day,
it's beginning of the night.
And you niggas are so special to us. And stay tuned. Get your watermelon, get your pumpkin, and gourd wort.
Gourd
wort.
Peace.
Draco.